Wise Guys Cooking is brought to you by Everson Spice, Restora Concrete Designs, Catalina Express, and Bonded Roofing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Frankie.
Hi, folks. Welcome to Wise Guys Cooking. We have got a great show for you tonight. You know, I do all the cooking in my house because eating my wife's cooking is like playing Russian roulette. You never know which meal is going to kill you. No, really, she can't cook. I mean, she is so bad, she uses the smoke alarm for a timer. You know, they named a movie after our courtship. They called it The Fast and Furious. I was fast, she was furious. She was never one to judge me for the cologne I wore. She smelled like a beautiful flower. Now, I wore my favorite scent, crushed garlic. You know, I love all those old horror tales, especially one about Jack the Ripper, when Jack's mother said to him, "Jack, why don't I ever see you with the same girl twice?" You know, everyone has the right to be stupid, but politicians abuse the privilege. You know, my grandfather told me, "Frankie, give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Teach him how to fish and he'll sit in a boat and drink beer all day long." Now, Uncle Guido said to me, "Frankie, if the shoe fits, get another one just like it." I want you to think about this, folks. You know, when you go into court, you're putting yourself in the hands of 12 people who weren't smart enough to get out of jury duty. Well, folks, we have got a great lineup for you tonight, so stick around and we'll be right back after these messages. Hey folks, we've got a special treat for you here tonight. We have Frank Monteforti with his living hairpieces. Frank, why don't you tell us a little bit about your hairpiece?
Yeah, thank you. Love to be here. You too, T. Yes, you know, wigs are coming back, that's for sure. And if you see that for the old days, they were really long, and now they were up, now they're long again. So let's tell you what my family here. This is Gaylord. Now, Gaylord is a unique guy. He, his nickname is Never Gone with the Wind. A lot of wind, that's for sure. And this piece here was made for Telly Savalas. And you know Telly, every once in a while on a special occasion, he wears that ring. And he calls it the Who Loves You, Baby. Now this here is my favorite and most popular. It's called the Donald. When you wear that wig, it makes your head feel great again. And by the way, this is very simple. This I designed. This piece, it takes solar energy and it goes right into the hairpiece. So when you're at home at night and you have to get up, you touch your head and it opens all the lights. It's fantastic.
Well, you know, you really can't tell the difference between your hair and the real thing.
You're kidding, man? Oh, yeah, right, yeah, got you. Yeah.
Well, Frank, listen, where can we buy these hair pieces?
Well, I have a little booth next to a magazine stand on Cicero and Madison Street. Yeah.
Isn't that in the neighborhood where they're filled with the ladies of the night?
Yeah, but the mayor said he wants to clean it up. In fact, I think he's doing it because I saw him last night taking 2 of them out of the city.
Okay.
It's true.
Well, listen, Frank, we wish you all the success. Folks, don't go away. We'll be right back after this short break.
Thank you.
You know, I like this one. I like the way you reflect. I like this.
I gotta get my luggage packed. I'm leaving town, I won't be back.
Well, welcome back, folks. And we have a special treat for you tonight. let's have a warm Wise Guys welcome for the president of the Chicago Funeral Parlors Association, Mr. Franklin C. Stiff. Nice to have you here tonight, Franklin. I heard you come from a long line of Stiffs.
Well, yes.
Okay.
Actually, I do, but before we get into that, I would like to just tell you how happy and delighted I am to be on your wonderful show with you wonderful people, because I have been a fan of yours for a long, long time, watched your career blossom, as it were. It's really been something wonderful to see.
Oh, you're the one.
Yes, but I'm not the only one. My wife, Stella.
Your wife's name is Stella Stiff?
Yes. Well, blame her parents for that. Can't blame me. I had nothing to do with that. But she just absolutely loves you to death.
To death.
Did I say death?
A little play on words.
Sorry, it's a little joke, I guess. But no, actually, I do come from a long, proud line of Stiffs. My great ancestors learned their trade from the ancient Egyptian mummy wrappers. It was back, 500 BC, when the ancient Egyptians experimented with mixing clay and dirt as sort of a stiffening agent, so to speak, as it were. And then they converted it into what you Italians today refer to as cement. And as you know, Frank, Italians in Chicago are quite familiar with cement. It has a wide variety of uses.
Wow, that's very interesting.
Another thing very interesting is, I guess it was in the 1920s when the Italians first started working with cement. It was a shoemaker from the South Side, Vinny the Shoemaker, Pincher Tushy, who actually invented, stay with me,
I'm with you.
invented the form-fitting cement shoes used by many people to swim in the Chicago River. Well, it didn't take very long before it became and created quite a splash with certain Italian families.
Wow. Well, that's an amazing story. But why don't you tell us what the C in Franklin C. Stiff stands for?
Well, that would be Franklin Cadaver
Cadaver.
Stiff.
Okay, folks. Well, listen, we'll be right back after this short message. Stick around.
I gotta get my luggage packed. I'm leaving town.
Hey, we're back again. Tonight we have with us our Wise Guys band leader, Tony Pomponio.
Ehi Frank, how you doing? Hey.
Good,
Good
great.
late, come sei bello. Grazie tanto a tutti. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how about the Wise Guys band, huh? Good job.
What a
I
great
love
band.
these guys.
What a great band.
They're so happy. They're not on the subway no more. You know, they're all over here. They're very happy. Everything is good.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Tony, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got started with the Accordeon?
You know, Frank, I'll tell you one thing. For the last couple of shows, I talk a lot about a lot of things that happen in this country. But the other day, I went in the drugstore. I had to go buy some medicine, medicine. I'm a single now,
Okay.
And I went to the counter, and I see the lady. She says, "I know you." And I turn around. I thought she was talking to somebody else behind me. She goes, "Can I have your autograph?" I says, "Who? Where?" She goes, "You're the wiser guy, the band guy." I go, "Oh, my on, I'm getting famous already over here in this country. Chicago, I love Chicago." Anyway, so when I walk to my car, I sit down and I think about a lot of things. And I think about my childhood. I think about when I was a little boy in Abruzzi. We used to live with my grandmama, my papa, my nonno. Everybody lived together, because over there, that's what you do. You live together, because you don't have too much money,
Of course, yeah.
So my father, he worked really hard. He worked in the prosciutto factory, Farmer Giovanni. And my grandpa, he worked in the mozzarella factory where they make the palini, the palini.
Yeah.
And my mama and my grandma, every morning they put on the apron and they make a biscotti, they make a cannoli, they make a fresh pasta. And me and my sister Bella, we used to go play in the piazza with the other kids, and we used to play with a soccer ball. Toto calcio we call over there. But over here, soccer ball. But every day I used to go by this store and I used to see this beautiful accordion. And I used to think, I want to play this accordion, but we didn't have the money to buy one. And I was just so upset because, I like the sport with the ball, but I want to be a musician.
Of course.
Yeah. So anyway, one day, my mother, she went in, over here, they call it thrift shop in Italy. And she come home with this. She goes, "Anthony, Bella, I bring home a accordion. Now you can learn to play." I said, "Maron, I'm the happiest boy in the Abruzzi." Capisci? Okay. So anyway, so I start to play. Now, you got to understand, when you play the accordion, you got to play like this. You got to pull, you got to keep it close. You got to push, pull. My poor sister, Bella, she tried. But, when she was growing up, things were growing. Capisci? And when she go like this, it was a pinching over here a little bit, And, a lot of problems. So she decided she don't want to play no more. So Bella's out. I'm in. Now I got a lot of pressure.
Oh, boy.
So I play, I practice. My mother used to be there with the spoon. At first, she was this to make the sausage and this on top of my head.
Yeah.
And to play, practice every day. And I used to look outside the window, see the boys playing with the soccer ball. Now I'm starting to think, hey, maybe soccer's not too bad.
Yeah, really.
So, Mama, don't want to play no more. Boom! Practice. Well, I became the campione of Abruzzi.
Whoa,
The best.
nice.
Then I even played for the Pope.
Really?
Yeah. But you don't like American disco music.
Oh.
Because this is what I like. It's okay. So anyway, I practice. My papa, he made a lot of money, saved a lot of money. We moved to Chicago. And in Chicago, I started playing at the retirement home with the old people, where they, sometimes they're a little bit sick, they don't understand that thing.
Sure.
So everything was good. I play. Then I got a job in the subway. And you know what? I love that subway. But, we have some problems over there. The wife tripped and then she died. Anyway. My sister, she made a very good decision.
Huh?
She became a big movie star
Oh,
in Italy.
really?
Yes. Her name was Bella Ragazzi. Capisci? Ragazzi.
Ragazzi.
Yeah. Then when they show the movies in the United States, they call it Bella Meloni.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it now. Okay.
But the problem is, I cannot see the show because they only play after midnight
Oh.
on the cable TV in Italy.
Oh,
Okay?
okay.
So anyway, so the family is doing good. I'm a bigger star now. I'm so happy. Thank you very much. Thank you, Wise Guys of Cooking, for giving me the opportunity. The Italian dream, the American dream, the United States of America. I love it over here. My home.
Well, thank you, Tony. Tony will be back again, I think. But No, let's have another hand for him. Tony
Hey,
Pomponi.
hey, in the band, huh? Very good.
Listen, we'll be right back after this short message.
I gotta get my luggage packed. I'm leaving town tomorrow.
Hello, folks. I'm Walter Windshield. And boy, I got news for you tonight. News that you can't forget about. Okay, in Florida, there was a man at the casino, and he lost $1,000 in one hand, and he dropped dead at the table. Somebody in the audience says, "Who's volunteering to tell his wife?" So Guido raised his hand and says, "I'll tell her." Well, he went to the house, he knocked at the door. Wife came, and he says, "I got bad news for you. Your husband lost $1,000 at the table, and he's afraid to come home." The wife replied, "When you go back, you tell him to drop dead." Guido says, "Okay." Bulletin. The Italian government just passed a law banning the word mafia. They said it's a negative word when people in other countries hear the word mafia. They immediately think of Italy, Brooklyn, Chicago. One Italian senator said we banned the word mafia. So they continued doing business without getting all the bad publicity. But the hair. An Iranian warship, listen to this one, an Iranian warship showed up off the coast of Sicily. One newspaper reported that a group called the "Hey, get that ship out of here," pelted the warship with more than 700 pieces. The ship's crew sent a message: "You infidels, forget the Parmesan cheese." Take that one away. Bulletin. The Pope said today he could get rid of all the church's problems if Italians would stop using the word pesto. Eat more healthier foods like lasagna, linguine, and fettuccine. Anyway, there was a fellow driving on the freeway. He gets a call from his wife. She says, "You better watch out. I heard on the news there's some idiot driving the wrong way on the freeway." He was amazed. He looked all around and says, "You know, honey, they're all driving the wrong way on the freeway." That's enough of that one. A man in Rome who reached for a clove of garlic as a defense against getting speeding tickets has created a huge legal problem. Joey Pastina admitted that after he chewed a clove of garlic, he kept on his dashboard and breathed on the police officer's face. The officer still ticketed him for a smoking exhaust pipe. That did not keep the officer from arresting him for drunk driving. Pastina told the court a clove of garlic keeps the coppers away. It didn't work. You know, that's all the news we have for today. I will stand up and congratulate you for hearing me. But the last time I stood up, the camera couldn't get all of me, and it kept my schnoz out of the picture. But I'll tell you, good night for now. The nose knows. Cha-cha.
Welcome to Wise Guys Cooking. I'm Rebecca Romano, and this is my Uncle Frank. When you're Italian, everybody's your uncle. All the men in your life are your uncles, but he actually is my uncle, so it's nice to have you here. Today, we're going to be doing, he doesn't have a lot of cooking experience, so I wanted to teach something that you could entertain your guests, knock their socks off, and they'd have no clue you didn't know what you were doing in the kitchen. And it is the peach bellini, because we like to keep it real Italian.
Exactly, and it doesn't take a lot of time.
No, it takes no time at all. What you're gonna need though is Prosecco,
Okay, you got it.
Italian of course,
Of course,
peaches,
peaches.
and I put the strawberries here because you can substitute peaches for strawberry just in case you want to have
Okay,
a variety.
yeah, that's fine.
You're gonna need a little bit of vanilla
Vanilla.
and sugar. Could you hand me that sugar,
yeah.
please? Thank you.
Sugar, azúcar.
Sugar. Okay, so basically what you're gonna do is you have two options for peaches. You could use fresh peaches, which are currently not in season, or frozen peaches.
Absolutely, yes.
That have already been skinned.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, we can do that. We can do that. Skinning is good.
skinning is good. And once our water comes to a boil, which it already has here, we're gonna remove the lid. Always being very careful, safety first.
Okay, be careful.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put a few peaches in here. You can use as much as you'd like. About 5 to 6 peaches are gonna make enough for about 30 guests. Maybe a little bit more.
You know how Italians are. They knock on the door and 30 people come in 2 seconds.
Yeah,
That's okay.
That's the starting point.
Yeah.
So once you've got your peaches boiling, that's gonna take about 5 minutes to get going. We put the lid on
Yeah,
to
nothing.
hold the heat in.
Yep.
In the meantime, we like to stay active in the kitchen. Never resting, because timing is everything. So I'm gonna grab a peach and I'm gonna just chop
Watch
it up
your
here.
finger.
Always. And the reason I'm chopping that up is because I'm gonna add it to the glass when we're all done.
That's so good. That's so good.
Thank you. A little bit about my Uncle Frank. He bought me my first set of knives.
I did. Yeah, I
Oh
did.
no, it was handed down.
That's right. We don't have new knives.
We don't
These
do.
are from generation to generation. All
Yeah.
the cooks, and we just from one to the other. Now you got them. They was probably 200 years old.
I should have taken.
I should have sold them. No,
better
I don't
care
think
of
so. I
those.
want to give them to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Uncle Frank. Now, to get to the fun part.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our peaches and once they're done boiling,
Right?
and we're gonna throw them in
Perfect.
here.
Yep.
This is a lighter version of the recipe. So
Be careful. It's hot. Be careful.
absolutely. This puree is going to be very, very fine puree because we're going to add a few slices of peach to the glass, so we're not going to need
Sounds good. Sounds good.
it. Dash of vanilla. Just a dash.
Boy, that is a dish.
All right. And the fun part, the sugar.
Zucchero, yes.
3 tablespoons to be exact.
You're so technical.
Well, you have to be when cooking.
Well, Italians, they don't, a little chopped here, a little chopped there, but it's okay. It's good.
It's all about a little shot and a
It's
little
all-
shot.
How you do so much? You're so young. How do you know so much?
Well-
at your age.
I'm not so young. I'm younger than you.
Oh, I need to bless you.
And you blame. See how long that took?
Yeah, 2 seconds.
What would you
That's
say, 2
fantastic.
seconds?
Well, 5 seconds.
All right, our guests are going to be arriving in 30 minutes.
Fine, we're ready for them.
It's perfect because you need 30 minutes for this to cool down.
Smell. I'm gonna smell.
All right, smell that.
Oh, fabulous. Fabulous.
beautiful. Isn't that beautiful?
Great.
All right, here's the fun part. We're gonna grab. We've been cooling our peaches,
Peaches?
and we're gonna grab that out of the fridge. Would you grab that out of the
Sure.
fridge? It's on the bottom shelf. Thank you so much. So
that's
here's
good.
our puree. If you have a nice serving dish, that always makes the difference. You know, you put your desired amount.
Ooh.
Prosecco is very bubbly, so you have to be careful when you're pouring it, so as to not bubble over. But I really don't mind it when it
We don't
happens.
care.
Yeah.
Just put it on.
The only problem is you waste, and then you get to consume less.
Ah, Prosecco. Magnificent.
Okay.
Good. You got a good hand.
We'll start
Nice and
that.
steady.
We'll start here.
Oh, that looks good. So
Isn't this
good,
great?
huh? Yeah.
So you're gonna need a stirring stick. A lot of people have a bar stir, which is a long spoon, but we don't have that, so we're gonna use a chopstick.
Which Chinese chop, yeah. right,
Exactly.
yeah,
Most
yeah.
people have that in their
That's
kitchen.
good. Yep. I do.
I do, absolutely. And now the fun part. Throw a few peaches in there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
For
Sounds
flavor.
good. Sounds good.
I'm Rebecca Romano, and this is Wise Guys Cooking. Salute.
Salute.